Sims takes the inbound feed. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand. High by Stevens.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
Did Kelsey Plum just expose Angel Reese? Kelsey Plum left Angel Reese in the dust in a single, breathtaking moment. Not only did he score easily, but he also made a gesture that moved the supporters. With a brutally inconsiderate gesture that went viral on social media, the Los Angeles Sparks guard went for the jugular. However, this goes beyond a single play. The Chicago Sky dropped to 0-3 in spite of Reese's double-double. Watch as we dissect the crucial play that has everyone talking and explain why it casts major doubt on Reese's WNBA performance.
Your too small celebration. Damn. Kelsey Plum keeping Angel Reese on her back hip, creating enough separation, going up for a layup. Yeah, Angel Reese, you're too small.
The Los Angeles Sparks weren't going to be kind to the Chicago Sky, who were in dire straits after a 2-game losing streak to begin the season and couldn't afford another defeat. As the game was coming to an end, the Sparks had double digits of control. Kelsey Plum, however, felt that this was the ideal time to personalize things. Plum's guard, Angel Reese, was in the spotlight for what would turn out to be the game's most talked about moment.
And she got, for lack of a better way of putting it, cooked, rotisseried, grilled, baked, fried. I mean, however you want to go. Sauteed by Kelsey Plum last night against the LA Sparks.
Despite her size advantage, Reese appeared to be a step behind Plum, who possessed the ball at the perimeter with confidence radiating as she surveyed the court. Plum's initial move was a rapid jab step, and Reese was suddenly caught off balance. Next came the real drive. With a sudden burst of speed, Plum crossed over, blew past Reese, and went straight to the hoop.
Here's the play that's got everybody talking because Kelsey Plum clowned Angel Reese. After this, obviously, Kelsey Plum's not as tall as Angel Reese is, and she cooked Angel Reese's ass in hot grease.
Plum kissed the ball off the glass for 2 while Reese lay on the recovery left trailing, but it wasn't the shiny bucket that caused everyone to pause and observe. That's what Plum did after that. She raised her eyebrows as though to ask, "Really, that's all you've got?" As she turned to face Reese, leaned forward a little, and brought her palm down toward the floor. Not only was the notoriously inconsiderate gesture audacious, but it was also vicious.
High by
Stevens.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
And then hits her with the too small. Yeah, too small. Kelsey Plum is a badass.
The arena's audience erupted. AS supporters responded, some cheering and others laughing. You could hear the excitement. In the backdrop, you could even see a few jaw drops from the Sky's bench. Then, like wildfire, the moment became viral on social media. Timelines were overflowing with clips from various perspectives and incessant comments that ranged from humorous to downright offensive.
Kelsey Plum goes off in the third quarter. The fourth quarter, nobody can do anything worthwhile, but by that point, far too late. Kelsey Plum hitting Angel Reese with her own.
Fans were unable to get enough. One commenter went so far as to say, "Kelsey Plum clowned Angel Reese. She used hot grease to fry her." People were discussing the message rather than just the basketball, and Reese's face spoke for itself. She made an effort to ignore it, but her frustration was clear. Her footwork slowed, her shoulders tensed, and for the next few items, it seemed as though her entire focus had changed.
Nasty work from Kelsey Plum, and I need to be honest here. Angel Reese, did you take any offense to this? Did you take this personally? Do we need to open up an investigation into taunting on the court for your sensitive ass?
Plum continued to roll, though, for the Sparks. She finished the game with 28 points, including 6 vicious three-pointers and 8 assists. It seemed as though she was creating something every time she touched the ball, and her domination was evident.
Here, Kelsey Plum destroyed them. 6 of 10 from three-point range, 28 points, 8 assists, 2 boards for the LA Sparks that didn't look terrible, to be honest, last night, from what I could see.
Here's the problem, though. This one instance turned into the game's narrative. Even though the Sky were already having trouble, that play just crushed them. Their vitality changed. The game's cracks, which they had been attempting to fix, burst open, and the Sparks seized the opportunity. 91-78 was the final score. Chicago fell to third place, and the defeat wasn't just another score in the standings. Angel Reese was directly in the center of everything, which demonstrated that there is a serious problem with this team.
Cardoso flashed a little bit, but she's not doing a hell of a lot, to be honest. This team is not good. It's 0-3, it's ugly, and I don't know that it's going to improve, all right?
Naturally, the internet had a field day. In one widely shared tweet, Kelsey Plum said, "I love that fire, but you're too small for Angel Reese." Another commenter wrote, "Imagine if Caitlin Clark did this, the outrage would be unreal," making fun of the consequences if someone similar to her had done the same thing. One thing emerged from the laughter, presents, and replays. Not only was this a highlight, but it also served as a representation of both clubs and players' current standings for the season.
She is a badass. How about a different angle on this?
Feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand. Feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand.
Too small. Yikes.
For Reese, this was more than simply a rough play. It felt like a shift in public opinion. Plum was praised for her self-assurance and swagger, whereas Reese had the opposite situation. Additional inquiries regarding her influence and if she is fulfilling expectations because, in addition to making headlines, that one gesture brought attention to the things that weren't working for the Sky and Reese specifically.
Nobody on this damn team can actually create a shot for themselves and score. Let's be honest. Nobody on this damn team can actually create a shot for themselves and score. That player is signing chess, cashing checks over there in Mexico. She's long gone.
You may be thinking that 13 points and 12 rebounds is a good number based on Angel Reese's stat line, and on paper, that is very respectable. However, basketball is more than simply the numbers on the stat sheet. It was difficult to observe during the game how those figures actually benefited the Chicago Sky on a night when they sorely needed a boost. The reality is that double-double wasn't quite as powerful as it seemed.
Reese had her a double-double last night. That's right. Once again, this proves that Angel Reese's double-doubles does not equate to victory. Never has. It never has. In fact, one could say it, generally speaking, always leads to losses.
This is the problem. Reese made 5 of 11 field goals. That's 45%, which seems reasonable when you take into account her stature and role. Your efficiency must be higher when you're 6 feet 4 inches and playing power forward, especially when a large portion of your baskets are near the hoop. Although her marksmanship has somewhat improved since the complete catastrophe 2 nights ago, it still falls far short of what the Sky requires of her.
Angel Reese, 31 minutes, 5 of 11, 45% from the field, and that's an improvement. That is an improvement. God. 12 rebounds, 13 points, 6 offensive boards, and a partridge in a pear tree.
When one expert declared, "You can't shoot 2 of 8, you can't shoot 5 of 11, they weren't holding back. Going 0 of 8 is not an option. And thus far, Reese's season has been just like that. Continually struggling to get those high-value, high-percentage shots to fall.
The gasket. Angel Reese does one thing well: below average rebound, below average defender, no offensive game, low basketball IQ. Reese really tried to swat that ball.
Let's discuss Camila Cardoso in the interim. Despite playing fewer minutes in that particular game, she made 6 of 9 shots from the field, or 66%. You need that kind of internal efficiency. Admitted beyond her shooting, Cardoso's stat line wasn't very impressive, but the contrast is evident. Cardoso delivered when she had the ball in scoring opportunities. Efficiency is more important than just numbers, and Reese is not meeting that standard.
Man, I got to tell you, they took Camilla out, and I was like, what are they doing? She was 6 of 9 for 66% from the field, 12 points, and 6 boards. They didn't even let her play 20 minutes. And I mean, that didn't help. That strategy didn't work.
She should be among Chicago's most dependable alternatives on the floor due to her size and skill level. However, Ree's possessions are becoming more and more erratic. This issue isn't limited to Ree, though. It's a component of the Sky's larger offensive problem. The team has been among the WNBA's least effective teams thus far. They have had trouble turning into crucial possessions, and each lost chance adds to their already shaky momentum.
Folks, you're never going to win a game with this. I mean, just look at this. Angel Reese, 13 and 12, still can't shoot over 50%. A measly few feet away from the basket, but I guess 48% is better than 32%, so we'll take what we can.
It makes sense that they are 0 to 3. Reese's flaws just make the issue worse since, as a well-known athlete, people want you to perform well. She isn't just another player, though. She was selected to influence games and guide this team out of difficult situations. Rather, anytime the offense passes through her, it feels flat.
Cardoso, my point right in front of you. She's a big. She shot 66%. And one could argue she's not showing out either. But you get my point.
Analysts and fans are also not holding back. Ree's social media comments have gotten sour, shifting from discussions about her potential to open doubts about her skills. As one expert put it, I can't defend Angel Ree any longer after watching some videos. These admirers were there for her not too long ago.
It might start off decent, but very quickly things go south with this Chicago Sky team. Look at this. They can't even force them to turn the ball over. Kelsey Plum, 3 turnovers, the most in the starting. Chicago Sky's defense is awful. Their offense is bad. Their in-between game is terrible. Their transition offense is bad. Their transition defense is bad. Their coaching staff is even worse.
It's obvious that patience is running out. Such criticism doesn't happen all at once. It escalates from game to game, miss shot to miss shot, until people start posting posts about how she's failing the team. It's similar to that viral moment. The gesture, which was too modest, represented a much broader discussion. How does Ree's reputation compare?
Before games, we're seeing Angel Reese shoot corner threes. Tyler, Chicago Sky fans, Tyler, what are you doing? Why? Get her ass on the block. Tell her to use her caboose, clear out some space. Run a high-low with her and Camilla. Do something.
The figures continue to raise concerns. Why can't you dominate the rim more effectively if you're 6 feet 4 inches? Why isn't she the team's go-to forward to step up and generate momentum? There is more to this season than just the Sky's poor start. It's bringing to light problems that were previously simple to overlook, and Ree's spotlight is just growing more intense. Supporters anticipated that she would help this squad succeed rather than contribute to its setbacks.
Kind of makes you wonder, how good would this team be right now if they still have Marina Mabry and Kennedy Carter? This is not a better constructed team. It's not. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Is Angel Ree beginning to falter under the pressure of her own demands? That is the query that both fans and analysts are currently debating. Ree entered the WNBA as one of the most anticipated players in her class, and it was anticipated that she would not only perform well but also rule. Rather, her early season difficulties with the Chicago Sky have spurred an unexpected discussion. Does Ree really have too much hype?
I've seen some videos on social media now that are doing the, okay, I can't defend Angel Reese any longer. Those kind of videos are starting to pop up from people that were defending her.
Let's start with her shooting, since it's easy to see where the criticism is coming from. Reese shot 5 of 11 from the field in the match against the Sparks. Even while it's a little better than previous performances, it's still not what you would anticipate from a 6 feet 4 inches power forward who is known for her presence in the paint. It's horrible, and it's not just one game. It's
bad. It's really bad. I mean, this was 5 of 11, but the problem is when you're a 6'4" power forward, nah, bro, you can't shoot 5 of 11. You can't shoot 2 of 8. You can't go 0 of 8.
For someone who ought to have a significant influence inside her field goal percent, this inefficiency has been a recurring theme throughout the team's 3 consecutive losses to begin the season. Analysts are paying attention, and the story is rapidly changing. One widely shared video clip summed it up quite simply: I can no longer defend Angel Reese.